So very good evening to each one of you. Now I will be talking to you about the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and the Chartered Accountancy Course. Friends, many of you must have already heard about the Chartered Accountancy Course, especially those of you who have already taken commerce in school or college must be much more aware about this course. And if you are from a suburban area, you may or may not know about this course, because when I was young, I did not have much idea about the Chartered Accountancy course. But yes, with time, I shifted to Kolkata for my higher studies, and I could come to know about the Chartered Accountancy course, although I did not have an idea about the area it covers broadly. And I can tell you, it covers almost all the areas of commerce, and the level of examination that one has to give is also up to the mark. For which reason, chartered accountants, wherever they go, they can control and understand the complete business setup and accordingly advise his client or his employer, and even the government in taking various different policies that the government frames. Friends, basically in the Chartered Accountancy course, one has to know about accounting standards, the international accounting standards, the financial reporting, financial management, strategic financial management, corporate laws, different other important commercial laws, the subject of auditing standards, international auditing practices and standards, cost and management accounting, systems, controls, audit, international taxation, income tax, indirect taxes, which also includes GST. And all these are taught in the Chartered Accountancy course, and a very tough examination has to be passed to become a chartered accountant. So one who goes through this process understands the concepts of all these subjects. Apart from that, there is an article sheet of 3 years that one has to do. And out of that, the first 2 years could be at a CA firm, and at the end, the last year could again be in a CA firm or even in some industry. So at that time, you can also get an exposure to the industry and do industry. The whole process ultimately helps you to evolve as a complete business solution provider to any business entity, the government, or even if you think of doing something else, like if you think that you want to become an IAS officer, you want to sit for the UPSC exams, you can very well do that because you are already well equipped and you already understand the various concepts that helps a company grow and evolve, and you can understand the various objectives of the company and help it ultimately to survive and face the competition and also increase its performance over the years. So the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India was established by an act of the Parliament on 1st July 1949. And why at all was it done? What was the need? So at the very beginning, even before the India became republic, the government felt that there was a need to establish this institute so that the institute, through its members, can help the government not only in controlling the finances of the country, but to also control the various finance activities that would be carried out by the countrymen and the various companies throughout the country, to control them, to audit them, to regulate them. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India basically prepares the course curriculum, prepares the examination model, prepares the students to pass the exam, regulates the students so that they can go through the practical training and pass the exam. And then when it becomes a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, to continuously upgrade them with changing times and to ensure that a chartered accountant in practice or whether in industry is doing what he was supposed to do, to have a check, be a regulator and control them. So friends, basically the institute ensures by creating the course curriculum that the high standards are maintained so that the chartered accountants who pass the examination and become a business solution provider can provide the best business solutions to the industry. The institute has a big infrastructure of around 1,000 people, 166 branches, more than 40 foreign chapters, more than 100 buildings, seminar halls, auditoriums, 163 information technology centers, and more than 6,000 computers to train the students and to carry out its regulatory functions, as I was mentioned. The institute always strives for excellence. So it has around 4 lakh members and 8 lakh students. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is going to hold the World Congress of Accountants. So there is a competition throughout the world, like there are the Olympics. The Olympics are held in 4 years, right? The World Cup is held in 4 years. Similarly, from 1904, a conglomeration, a place where all the accountants from the world would come together and have a conference, networking. Such kind of a big event is held every 4 years. For the first time in its history, India will be the host, and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has been selected as the body, nominated as the body by the International Federation of Accountants to organize this World Congress of Accountants. There are various memorandum of understandings, MOUs that the institute has with foreign accounting bodies. This in turn helps the chartered accountants in India to easily pass an exam in that country. So say, for example, there are 20 subjects in a country to become a chartered accountant in that country. And since you are an Indian chartered accountant and there is a memorandum of understanding, so you can easily become a chartered accountant of that country by only appearing for a very few exams, very few subjects, just to know the regulatory environment, the law of that country. Otherwise, the other things, you did not pass an exam in that country because you have already done that in our country. So that's how these memorandum of understandings work. The institute, through its grade, always improves the education, the course curriculum, and recently the latest grade has been approved, and a huge path-breaking change is going to come. But it's too early to speak about it because the institute has not yet come out with the exact procedural things, and the same has been passed by the institute and sent to the government for government's approval. The institute, through its various functions, various means, developing various guidance notes, maturity models, tries to ensure that the members of the institute, that is the chartered accountants who are already into practice and in industry, can keep upgrading themselves so that they can provide the best of the services. The institute also thinks of the students at various locations where much of awareness may not be there. So for that matter, the institute has a scheme where 75% of the fee has been waived for students registering from Indian territory from Jammu, Kashmir, Ladakh, and the northeastern states of India. The institute has also come up with a very unique concept of unique document identification number, which is now being followed by all other institutes. Many institutes, premier institutes, and even the government agencies are using it. Plus, the other international bodies are also seeking help from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India to understand this concept of unique document identification number, which is a path-breaking. I can say it's a reform. It's a new thing that has been implemented to ensure that people who are not chartered accountants cannot defraud others by signing a document and claiming that he is a chartered accountant, because he will never be able to provide the unique document identification number that a chartered accountant can give, which can in turn be verified by the public at large if they would like to verify the same. So that's how it works. Friends, the finance and accountancy, it's a global language. So wherever you go, it's the same. So once you become a chartered accountant, you actually become a global accountant. I already mentioned that the chartered accountants, with the great knowledge that they have gathered in the process of becoming a chartered accountant, can also serve as public servants and can also help the government in framing various policies. And there are very eminent chartered accountants who are into public service, and they are doing very, very good. And the reason being, they have gone through the articleship of Chartered Accountancy Course and through the Chartered Accountancy Course, which has helped to shape their mind in a manner that in the departments they can implement things better than others. So chartered accountants are also bridge between the people and the government. If you are dreaming to become a chartered accountant, believe you can become one. You have to achieve that. And if you are doing that through dedication and hard work, you can be a chartered accountant, be a dedicated professional. You will have attractive career options. Obviously, with an attractive career, you will have a good social stature, reputation, economic well-being automatically comes. And you can also get international exposure. Friends, I have been mentioning a lot about the Chartered Accountancy course, but I must mention that you would be eager to know how to become a chartered accountant. Right? What is the process? Where do you go? How do you register? And what would it be like? So, if you are in class 11 or 12, let me tell you that you can now register for the foundation mode. There is a provisional registration that is done. The whole process is online. You can do it from your home. You just need to go to the portal of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, EIRC-ICAI.org. From there, you go to the self-service portal and register yourself as a student. Once you give your class 12 exams, you can give your foundation examination. Once you upload your final results of class 12, where you have passed the examination, your provisional registration gets finally approved, and now you give your foundation exam. You pass the exam, wait for 9 months, prepare for your CA inter examinations. Then there are two groups in the CA inter examinations. You appear for any of them or both of them. Once you pass any of these groups, you are eligible to start your articleship. Before starting the articleship, you need to do two trainings that the institute provides at its premises. One is the IT training, information technology training, and another one is an orientation program. Once you complete these two programs, you are eligible to start your articleship, where you go to a chartered accountancy firm and start learning as to how the firm is working, how the firm is advising its clients, how the audits are done, how different services are provided, and you start learning, earning, and also understanding how to practically implement your knowledge. In the process, you also pass the CA inter examinations. You start preparing for the CA finals, and once you have completed 2.5 years of articleship, you can sit for the CA final examinations. Once you pass the CA final examinations, you need to attend 2 more trainings: advanced IT training and MCS. Once you complete these 2, and you have passed the exam, and you also have successfully completed your articleship, then you can take the membership of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And if you want, you can go for a job, you can be an entrepreneur, you can go for further studies if you want to become an IAS officer or IPS. You may start your own practice, you can take a job, or you can do a government service. So the options will open for you. If you are doing your graduation, you can still register for the foundation examination and follow the same path that I had mentioned for the class 11 and 12 students. If you have completed your graduation and you have 50% marks in your BCom honors, and if you are from some other stream honors, you have 55% marks, then you are eligible for the direct entry route where you need not apply for the foundation examination. Once you enter through this route, you immediately start your articleship after doing the IT training and the OT training. After 9 months of articleship, you can give the CA inter examinations. Once you pass the CA inter examinations, then again the same thing, you are eligible to apply for the final once you complete 1.5 years of articleship. And then the rest of the procedure is the same. Now you must be thinking of what is the fees of doing this course. So I'll come to the fees part. So as you can also see on this slide, that the foundation course costs around 9,200, the intermediate course costs around 18,000, the final course 22,000. The other fees, so like the information technology course, orientation course, MCS course, whatever you do throughout that period of 3 to 4 years, at different times it will cost 6,500, 7,000, 7,500, and 7,000 respectively. So in a nutshell, you pay around 80 to 90,000 to the institute over the 4 years period, and during your articleship, you also start earning. So in a way, it's a self-finance course. I will not say that try to become a chartered accountant because it does not cost you. Try to become a chartered accountant. If you, after listening to what the Chartered Accountancy course is all about, what a chartered accountant can do, if you are getting passionate about it, do go for it, not because it's cheap, but because it's going to give you a wonderful career ahead, right? And you keep hearing that it's a very difficult examination, but yes, through hard work, dedication, and if you are willing to give your 100%, I'm sure that you are going to become a chartered accountant and serve this nation. Always remember, whatever you do, one fact should be in our mind as the president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India says, nation first. So, as I have already mentioned, you can start your own practice, go for a job, entrepreneur, you can start a business, you can go for higher studies, and UPSC exams, so much. Again, speaks of all those things. You can become an entrepreneur, you can go for IT consulting, you can go for advisory services, you can go for advanced finance and economics, you can go for management consultancy services, start a business, go to the government departments, go to take a government service, and you can obviously become an academician, a teacher, a person who shares his knowledge with others so that others can become knowledgeable. So It's up to you what you choose. So this is the stipend scheme. So you can earn this while you do your articleship. Although I must say that this provision of money is given just to ensure that uh, you can reimburse your traveling expenses. So that is the main idea. Uh, the idea is not to remunerate you because you are still a student, and ultimately you do not pay anything to the firm which helps you to understand the concepts and implement them at the workplace. There is also ICAI scholarship scheme for students who come from economically weaker background, and even for the meritorious students there is a scholarship scheme. So these schemes can be handled by a student depending on his or her situation and the rules and guidelines of the institute. Friends, the question is, what about the books? What about the learning? So the institute provides all the books. In the course fee that you are paying, the institute will be providing all the books to you. There will be an e-learning facility where you log in and you can start accessing various videos, lectures on different topics, and you can start preparing for your exams. So you need not go to some other place or to some teacher. And this is a distance learning course, so you need not even come to the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India to attend regular classes. You can also take facilities of the cloud campus of the institute and the POS app. There is a POS app that you can download and you can get your queries solved within 24 hours. So these are the electronic mediums through which the students are benefited. The students are communicated about the various things and the various new things that are coming up in the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and the things that the student must be aware of to prepare for the examinations. There are various ICAI publications which you will be able to access when you become a student. The ICAI also does a wonderful thing. It organizes EIRC-ICAI Commerce Reserve. It's a talent search test. So it's for students of class 9, 10, 11, 12, BCom, BBA, BMS, and allied subjects. So one can take part in this commerce wizard. For that matter, you need not become an ICAI student. This is a different initiative of the ICAI to find out and nurture the talent that we have in our country. Obviously, this is for in the field of commerce. Now, campus placement program. So before I talk about the campus placement program, I think I must also touch on another important aspect. So a question might come to your mind, sir, you said this is a distance learning course. So can I do some other course? No. You can do other course, there is no problem. However, when you will be doing your articles, you are allowed to do only one course. And if that course requires attending classes, then that should not clash with your articleship timings. So if you are from morning college, which gets over before 11 a.m., or you are from a evening college, which starts after 5:30 p.m., you can very well do your articleship and also attend the college at the same time. Coming to the campus placement program, let me tell you, in the last campus in February, March 2022, the highest package offered to a chartered accountant within the country was 30.30 lakhs per annum. And the average salary went to 10.57 lakhs per annum. For that matter, let me tell you, the current the campus placement, the institute has decided that it will not allow an employer to attend the campus placement program if it is not offering anything above 9 lakhs. That's how it is. So The average salary will also increase in this current campus placement program, and this was decided only because in the last campus there were around 11,000 vacancies, and finally only 7,500 chartered accountants could appear. So there is a huge supply-demand gap, and the future of the chartered accountants are very bright. Regarding the sectors which employ chartered accountant, banking and financial services is a very big area. Manufacturing sector, chartered accountancy firms, so bigger firms like the PricewaterhouseCoopers, Deloitte, Haskins and Sells, KPMG, Ernst & Young, and some other big firms go for campus placement and they take chartered accountants in their firms. There are other areas like NBFC, insurance companies, consultancy and advisory firms, MSME and startups, IT software, telecommunication, agro industries, who also attend this campus orientation, campus placement programs to take chartered accountants for their companies. So, what would be the USP of CA profession? So, it's established by an act of parliament. Let me tell you, it's open for all students. It's not that you have to be a common student. If you are able, if you are meritorious, and if you can learn what the Chartered Accountancy Course expects from you, you can always become a chartered accountant, whether you come from an arts stream or a science stream. It offers opportunities for distance learning. It is based on the concept of meritocracy, only merit. So you do not have a quota system. So there is no SC, ST or OBC quota system or any kind of quota system. Let me tell you, today 44% of the chartered accountancy students are ladies, females. So there is no gender bias, there is no other bias in the institutes. The course is a standardized course. So whoever throughout the world is appearing for the CA exam, there is only one exam organized at the same time at all places, and it is administered by only one body, that is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. कभी ये मत पूछना कि किस कॉलेज से चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी कर रहे हैं। चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी का कोई कॉलेज नहीं होता है। चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी एक कोर्स है जो सिर्फ इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स ऑफ इंडिया ही रेगुलेट करता है। Campus placement facilities है, you can become a multitasker because you are a specialized person who can either become an indirect tax professional, direct tax professional, audit professional, accounting professional, finance professional, cost and management accounting professional, and many more. Chartered accountants these days are also moving towards data analytics. Let me price. It can the regulator of audit and assurance functions, elements of theory, practice, both are given importance in the institute. That is why there is an article. Age is no bar. Only thing is that the minimum requirements that the institute has prescribed has to be followed, and yes, you can become a member only if you are 21 year old, and before 21 years, it is practically not possible to become a chartered accountant. There is equal opportunity for all, cloud campus for students, attractive employment options, and great learning at minimal cost. So these are the USP of CA profession. Your path to success built on a foundation of meritocracy, as I already mentioned. The power of CA's signature. Let me tell you, the Prime Minister of the country, Mr. Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister, on 1st July 2017, he said that the signature of a chartered accountant is more powerful than that of the Prime Minister of the country. The context was that all the finances, all the transactions of the country ultimately get signed or vouched by a chartered accountant. So, a chartered accountant can become a tax auditor, a forensic auditor, a corporate auditor. It can do various certifications under various other laws. A chartered accountant can move forward to become an insolvency and bankruptcy code professional, insolvency professional, a valuer, and whatnot. he can actually rule the world of commerce through his knowledge and expertise. So, signature is another fact. If you are into practice, you will be certifying various financial transactions and financial statements. I have been already mentioning about this that you can go for UPSC exams. There are tie-up with IIMs where you can attend some more courses. You can go for PhD after becoming a chartered accountant. Various tie-ups of the institute with different universities and IITs. There are certificate courses and post-qualification courses which enable you to develop further after becoming a chartered accountant. Before I move forward, let me tell you, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is not like there was a time when the accounting standards in India were adopted from the international accounting standards. There was a time when the auditing standards were adopted from the international auditing standards. There was a time when the Code of Ethics was adopted from the standards that the International Ethical Standards Board of IFAC prepares. But now, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has issued 23 forensic accounting standards. And there is no other body in the whole world which has issued forensic accounting standards. Now, the international board is going to adopt the forensic accounting standards from that the Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants has prepared. So, the institute is very much forward-looking and futuristic. And if you choose chartered accountancy as a career, you have to always give your 100% to become a chartered accountant and also to serve the nation thereafter. Some prominent chartered accountants, Piyush Goyal, you all must be knowing, he's a minister, Suresh Prabhu, Harish Salve, you must be knowing about him. He fought for India a case in the international court against Pakistan for Rupee 1. He is also a chartered accountant. Sudha Balakrishnan was the first ever CFO chosen by the RBI. Aditya Puri, former managing director of HDFC. Vishakha Mulli, executive director, ICICI Bank. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, we all know him. He's called known as the Warren Buffett of India, a share market tycoon. But last month, in August 2022, we have lost him. We have Niranjan Hiranandani of the Hiranandani Group, who is the co-founder and the MD, Sanjeev Mehta, chairman and Indian Hindustani Unilever. Rajesh Madhav is the co-founder and CEO of McMindtree. Kumar Mangalam Bilda is a very well-known personality. Everyone knows the Bilda Group. So, there are some prominent chartered accountants. There are many more. There are some very well-known quotes spoken by some eminent personalities about the chartered accountants. And in fact, Dr. Rajendra Prasad mentioned in one of the programs of the institute that the chartered accountant should realize that they belong to a profession which provides the first line of defense to the unwary public against money grabbers and opportunities. So the chartered accountants are like the financial army, an army that protects the finance of the country, protects the money of the people, public money. Dr. S. Ramakrishnan, Lal Bahadur Shastri, and many of them have said so much about the chartered accountants. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, in fact, went on to say that the chartered accountants are partners in nation. I already mentioned about Narendra Modi ji. Ratan Tata also had spoken that I need MBAs to run my business, but I need CAs to teach MBAs how to run my business. There are some motivational stories. So do not worry, you can become a chartered accountant. There is an auto rickshaw driver's daughter who came fast in the CA final examinations in November 2012. CA Rajni Gopal the chartered accountant. So she was visually challenged, but still he went on to become a chartered accountant in the year 2002. So these are some motivational stories. Never feel bogged down. Give your 100%, work hard, be dedicated, always stay positive, and remember that whatever you do in your life, whether you become a chartered accountant or not, you choose your area of passion uh, and you do well in your life with one principle in mind, that is the nation first. Friends, I must uh, quote something what I have heard from Vivek Vibra in one of his lectures. So he was talking about passion. How can passion help earn money? So it's not about choosing the chartered accountancy course, it is about choosing your passion. वो कहते हैं जो आपको भाता है, अगर वो आपको आता है और वो आप करता जाता है तो पैसा आता रहता है. That means if you are passionate about something and you are able enough to do that, and if you keep doing that, money will keep flowing to you. Friends, the ultimate objective of life is not to earn money. But as students, it is our primary duty to follow our passion, do well, do something for the country, and also earn money to support our family. And then at a higher stage of life, return back to the society from what we have earned. So, follow your passion. Whatever you would like to do in life, do it with a lot of zeal, lot of effort, and be the best. Serve the country, serve the society, and have a wonderful, wonderful life. Thank you very much from my part and the Committee on Career Counseling Institute of Chartered Accountants. Thank you.